One thing about America that I never understood is how is it if I'm a born citizen, okay? If I'm a born citizen, I should not be able to go into an apartment building, and I'm speaking on New York City. I should not go into a building that's here in America where there should be just one race. And I'm speaking about Spanish at this point in time. I got some other states that I'm going to talk about too. But I remember living in New York City in the Bronx. And there was just like this 22 floor building. I can go into that building. It did not state that it was Latino speaking only. It did not say it was a Spanish speaking only building. When you walk into that building, everybody in that building on 22 floors is all Spanish. How did that happen? Is that a DEI? It was not a DEI building. If I live here in America and you have vacancies, I should be able to walk into that building. It has English on the walls, but everybody in that building is one race. I could never understand that. Los Angeles, when you go into a hospital, and I'm talking about a prominent hospital, and you a nurse, there should not be not one black, white nurse who's qualified for the job should go into that building and see all Asian nurses. Why is that? I could never understand a prominent hospital in the middle of Beverly Hills. You go in there, on every floor, you have just Orientals. From charge nurse 1, 2, 3, 4, and the manager of the unit. All one race. I don't think, if I am a nurse and I'm qualified, that hospital should be equally balanced with different races. I didn't see, it was just only a minute amount of nurses who were Caucasian. Small percentage of black nurses. But the majority of that whole house and management and everything, from secretary, they're all one race. And I feel like this. If you are a nurse here in America, you should be able to have a full-blown conversation with the patients and their family as well as your coworkers and understand English. Because if you cannot understand English, I don't think you need to be distributing medication to the patients. You get into these rooms and you talk to these patients and you really don't even know how to have a conversation with them because you don't know how to speak English that well. But you passing out medication. I've seen a lot of that in my years of working in a hospital. I don't understand America. Okay? Because you can go in some areas, and how is it that you go in some areas and then you have and they call Chinatown, and you can't get no apartment, nowhere, no at all, if there was something available. And I'm an African American woman, and I cannot go into the building, and you cannot rent me an apartment because it's vacant because you have all your people. That should not happen here in America. Okay? This is America. That's why I say I don't understand America. And you have American citizens. And then you have it where people can come in and you take over the whole block. You got a town for Chinatown. You got the Spanish town. You got the black town. You can't go over here and live in Burbank because it's all Caucasian. Or you can't go over here. The prices are so high because you only want one race. That should never happen here in America. I should never go into a hospital if I'm needing help and you only got one race of nurses and employees in that whole entire building. And it doesn't state that this building is for the Asian, this is for the blacks, this is for the whites. Only in America you'll find something like that. I guarantee you, if I went to another country, they're not going to bow down to the American people. I bet you I have to break open a book and learn how to speak their language. It should not be like that over here in America. That's all I'm going to say.